Hi, my name is Jennifer and welcome to my second tutorial video. This tutorial video is about how to use clubs in Sims 4. The clubs came with Get Together to be able to help your household members build skills more quickly. Now this won't happen immediately. You have to earn the points to be able to buy the club perks. But to start with, we have a two-person household, which if you're going to use it for a household specifically, you do need to have at least 2 Sims who are child or older in the house. And obviously if you have a child, you have to have someone who's teen or older to go with them in the house. But in this case, we have a teen and a young adult siblings. So I am going to have the Matthew, who is the young adult brother, and a teen. Obviously anyone can start a club as long as you can have a club. Be in a club, you can start a club, but we will have the young adult join a club. But what he is going to do is down here, he's going to create a club. And at this point, you give the club whatever name you want it to have. I'm just going to, their last name is Fisher, so I'm just going to say this is the Fisher Home Club. Very creative. You can do whatever you want. Because it's a home club, I always make them invite only because I only want the people in the household to be in the club. You can use this for anything. I have also done this to create singles clubs to try and be able to meet other single people in the game, and then in that case you would go into the requirements. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'm going to add, to make it easier because it is the household, I'm going to go right onto the household tab and pick his sister. Now if I had wanted to make a singles club, I could have gone in here and done whatever you want, and often if you want them to be a singles club where they're actually to meet other single people, you would then say not married as your status there. If you have a specific age, you can pick that, and you can have, I think there's up to 5. I don't actually use this very much, but that's how you do it. And as you can see, there were other, you can have financial status, which is how much money, specific traits. So say you want to do a single club and you wanted a few different traits that you wanted to pick from. If you only wanted one trait, then there's not going to be very many people to pick from. But if you had a few, you won't know which of those traits they're going to have, but you'll know that they'll have at least one of those traits. And you can't exclude traits, you can only include traits. And then also there's a skill level 2+, and that is actually used in one of the in-game clubs. I think the Spin Masters, you have to be level 2 DJ in dancing perhaps to be able to have an option to join that club. So, but for this home club, we're not going to use any of these club requirements because it doesn't really matter. We are saying invite only, and we know who we want to invite. It's only the people who are in our household. Now, as I was saying, it has to be child and older. Toddlers cannot be in clubs. So what I normally do for the club activities here is you can make these whatever you want, but I just make it things that suit how I play. I usually like my Sims to be friendly, so I'll say be friendly to everyone, and that's one, then they will just be friendly. And then when you do friendly interactions, it's an easy way to accumulate points. I often will even say be funny, and be funny would be something for me that I would take out when I don't really care anymore about whether it's in there. And I sometimes find that some of them can be annoying, so if you're going to have them going all the time, you don't necessarily want these things to be in your club, because these will mean that the Sims will do these things a lot. So you may not want this to be in here. Like you may not want them watching TV all the time. You may not want them sleeping all the time. I have in the past had fix objects, and that's useful because they'll only do it when things are broken. But the thing is there's a little bit of a glitch. If you have teens in your house and you have fix objects as a club activity, they will just randomly go and hack their school grades even if they don't have the programming skill ability to do it. And if I've noticed specifically, that is to do with the club activity because it'll have a little green check mark beside it. So I don't usually put fixed objects in a club where there's teens who have lower than an A, because if they're an A, they don't hack their grades, so it doesn't matter. And or if their programming skill is high enough that it's likely that they're going to be successful, then I might do it too. And if you want them to have a chance of going down a grade level, all my guests use that, be my guest, put that in there, but I don't tend to. I'm just saying what I have discovered with that. I don't think it's a very well-known glitch, but since I use clubs a lot, it's one that I know. And then sometimes if I'm in the country, or like right now they're in the city, I might add fish, because then when they go to the park and stuff, they'll use it. They can do any of these. 10 garden, I find the 10 garden a little bit more than I like, so I don't tend to put that one in there anymore, but I used to do that a lot. So the reason those are the main ones that I tend to use is because I don't actually want them doing a lot of these things all of the time, and they will do them a lot if you put them in the club activities. But you can sort of put them in and take them out very easily. It's very easy to put them in and take them out as and when you see fit. So there's tons of things, and of course I do have all the packs, so I have some extra things, like I have the Go Bowling, which you need the bowling pack for that. So some of these things, if you don't, and drink plasma, because I have, and obviously these two are not vampires, so drinking plasma would be of no use whatsoever in our club. And they're not aliens, and again, there's another, and they're not ghosts, so there's some ghost ones. The other one that I would not necessarily recommend under the kid activities, and this is the do homework. It's okay because I only have one sim in this house who's a teen who can do homework, but I noticed that when you have a few sims doing homework at the same time, I find the game tends to kind of freeze and it doesn't work very well, so I don't tend to put that in there. But obviously any of these things are fine, but I just, like I said, I like to have a few activities, because otherwise you don't earn any points if you don't have any activities. But if you have things that they'll just do too much to the exclusion of everything else, it can start to drive you, or it starts to drive me a little crazy. So I'm going to actually just add fish, because they're poor, they may go out fishing. Collecting's not an option, only just adding the frogs. And you're welcome to add activities that are mean. I just usually don't really care, so I don't. And as usual, I always forget to add the little symbol, so use whatever you want. It's for being a home club, I'll use the coffee cup. So that's that. So now I'm going to what you're going to do is, most of the time you're going to have the start gathering going on, and because it's paused, it's not going. And that's it. Now when you go in here, you start the club. As soon as you start it, you get 100 points for your club. So I'm gonna actually have him swap his aspiration, which is something I like to do, because earning aspirations gets you lots of aspiration points, satisfaction points, and then you can buy various traits that can help them in the game. So I'm gonna switch him over to popularity leader of the pack. This is the aspiration that came with Get Together. So if you have the ability to do clubs, you'll have that aspiration available. So for this one, you have to start or join a club. So obviously he's done that. And so it also is to buy a Club Perk. So I'm going to go right in here. You have 100 points. There are a couple of things that cost 100 points. Most cost more. I often like to do the popular club, because if you want to boost to making friends with people and to make it easier to make friends in the game, this does help. As long as the club gathering is going, you will make friends much more easily. Another thing that can be good is if you have kids and teens in the house, is to do this homework boost. It really speeds up how fast it takes them to do their homework, and that means that the kids and teens can do other things because they get their homework done that much more quickly. But my favorite to start with is, I like the boost to make it easier to make friends, so I choose popular club, and that's it. They often will also get a boost that they're happy +1 from camaraderie, from being in a club gathering. So this is very useful, and obviously it says here you can modify that boost by purchasing a club vibe from the Club Perks panel. So if you want your Sims, of course we have no points to do it, but I'll just show you it as it is. It is down here. So club vibe. So you can have a vibe for every type of, so this just boosts the camaraderie, which is essentially the happy moodlet. And then you can make angry, confident, essentially all the moods that are in the game, except for embarrassed. You can boost those moods, except for essentially the angry could be thought of as not a very nice mood, and same with sad. But the things like uncomfortable and tense and embarrassed, they can't buy things for those, but all the rest of the moods, sad, playful, flirty, inspired, focused, what is this? Flirty, I already said that one. Confident and energized. Yeah, and angry, which I've already mentioned, happy. So all of those you can get boosts to it. And the ones that help with the kids skilling are 200. The ones that are for like the 5 level skills, they're only 300 points, and all the rest of the skills that are 10 are 400. There is no boost for the vampire skill or the singing skill. but there is a boost for the parenting, and there is a boost. So not all the packs have boosts, but some of them do. Long story short, some do, some do not. I thought there was a boost. I thought there had been a boost for the instrument that came with the Vampires pack, but I don't see it here. But anyways, a lot of them have they do have it for the bowling, and they do have it for the parenting, and they do have it for photography, which is what came with Get to Work, and dancing came with Get Together. And then there's the herbalism, which one's that? And then this is the wellness. So some of the packs that you have, they get added to the club perks that you can buy boosts for. And you can, the club size is 6 to start, as you maybe notice over here. You have to spend 250 points to get a capacity upgrade to allow 7 into your club, and once you've purchased the first capacity upgrade, then the next one unlocks, which is another further 500, which lets you have 8 Sims in your club. So if you have a full house, you need to earn enough points to be able to add all of your household members to your club. And there's secret handshakes, and obviously if you prefer to be infamous, you can do that. That's no problem whatsoever, but you have to be one or the other or nothing. So that's really about it. That we don't have a lot of points, but as they continue to play and leave it open, they will be able to earn points. So just see. So we'll have him talk to his sister and see how that goes. And she's going to clean up because I asked her to, or she may be cleaning up because it's also been, I had asked her to do it, but that would actually, should be giving us more points because I added cleaning. See, there's 5 points added. And she's doing her homework. And so you can see that the perks, the points there are just sort of gradually going up. And it's really slow at the beginning and it takes a while, but I usually find, you know, if I have these going for my things, I can buy whatever I want. I don't even usually buy all of the different things. But it is a really easy way to be able to boost skills on top of the fact that you can get the boost from the lot traits in the game ever since the patch that came with City Living. And obviously, if you have City Living, there's even further lot traits that you can pick from. But that's really it. That's just sort of an overview of how the club system works and how you would use it to do a club for home use. And as you earn the points, you would buy further perks that would help boost those skills. And I do find they do build them a lot quicker when you have them, and the homework definitely is quicker when you buy that one. So if you have it and you're looking for a way to make things a little bit easier but not to use a cheat to do it, this is a way that I would recommend. They've got some bills, and they probably don't have the money for it. Oh, of course, their rent is just based, their bills are just the rent, so they do have the money for it. But that's really it for this part. I hope it was helpful, and I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and we'll hopefully see you in the next tutorial video, or in one of my Let's Plays. Oh, he's angry for some reason. We will see why. Probably there's noise going on next door. Thanks again. Bye! If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you like the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks very much.